There is someone in your life who never posts on social media. You know exactly who they are. And if you are being honest, you have wondered about them. Why don't they post? What are they hiding? Are they insecure? Are they watching everyone else without being watched themselves? Is there something going on in their life they don't want people to see? You have formed an opinion about them. Almost everyone does. And that opinion is almost certainly wrong. Because the psychology of people who don't post their photos online is one of the most counterintuitive findings in modern behavioral research. And by the time this video is over, you will not only understand the person in your life who doesn't post, you will understand something uncomfortable about everyone who does, including, possibly, yourself. Let's start with what most people assume. The common explanation for not posting is some version of shyness. They're insecure. They don't want to be judged. They're afraid of how they look or what people will think. The non-poster in this reading is someone who wants to participate but doesn't feel confident enough to do so. Someone on the outside looking in. The research does not support this. Studies on social media abstinence and selective non-use consistently find that the personality profile of the deliberate non-poster looks very different from the assumed one. Non-posters score higher on measures of autonomy, the sense that their behavior is self-directed rather than driven by external expectation. They report stronger internal rather than external locus of control. They are not, on average, avoiding the feed because they are afraid of it. They are avoiding it because they do not need it for something that most people, without realizing it, are using it for constantly. Validation. Here is what the research on social media posting behavior consistently shows. The act of posting is, for most people, a form of identity management. You post to signal who you are. You post to receive confirmation that the version of yourself you are presenting is recognized and approved of by other people. The like, the comment, the view count, these are not just metrics. They are the social equivalent of someone nodding at you across a room, confirming that you exist in the way you believe you do. The non-poster has found, or perhaps never lost, a way to feel real that does not require that confirmation. Psychologists call this a secure self-concept. The experience of a meal, a holiday, a good day with someone you love is complete in itself. It does not need to be posted to become real. It does not need to be seen to count. The moment is the thing, not the documentation of the moment. This is not a moral superiority. Non-posters are not better people. But they are operating from a fundamentally different relationship with their own experience. For them, the post would feel like a diminishment. Like taking the thing that just happened and submitting it for appraisal. Now here is the part that stops most people cold. Research on social media anxiety consistently finds that the people who post most frequently are not the most socially confident. They are often the most socially anxious. Heavy posting behavior correlates with higher needs for social approval, greater sensitivity to how others perceive them, and more frequent checking behavior after posting, refreshing to see if the response was adequate, adjusting their self-presentation based on what performed well. The person projecting the most confident, most polished, most enviable life online is frequently the person most dependent on the response to it. The non-poster, by contrast, has removed themselves from that loop entirely. They are not performing for an audience because they have not constructed one. Their self-worth is not being updated in real time by the behavior of other people's thumbs. This does not mean non-posters are without vanity or insecurity. They have their own unresolved negotiations with identity and approval. They simply play them out in different arenas. But the specific anxiety loop that social media creates and sustains, post, wait, check, adjust, post again, is one they are not inside. There is also a privacy dimension that psychology researchers have begun to examine more carefully. For some non-posters, the choice is less about internal security and more about the active desire to control who knows what about them. Information about your life is a form of power. Giving it freely, even in the form of a photo of your lunch, is a small surrender of that power to a system that will use it in ways you cannot fully see or predict. Some non-posters understand this explicitly. Others feel it without being able to name it, a vague discomfort with the idea of their life being publicly searchable, permanently archived, algorithmically sorted. This is not paranoia. It is a reasonable response to a genuinely novel situation that most people have not fully thought through. Now think about your own feed. Think about what you have posted. Think about why. Think about the specific photographs you chose and the ones you did not. Think about whether you checked after posting. Think about how you felt when the response was smaller than you expected. Think about what you were hoping for. The non-poster in your life did not post that photograph. They were still there when it was taken. They still experienced whatever was happening. They just didn't need anyone else to know about it to feel like it counted. The question worth sitting with is not why they don't post. It is what it says about the rest of us that we do.